Hey everybody, Shep here. Well, today is Monday, June 13th, and it is hot. So we got into the 90s today, and for most of the week until the weekend, it's going to be like, near record highs every day. So that's fun, and it feels very, very humid out here, which is good for the plants, but not if you're trying to do stuff in the garden. So, I thought I would do a garden update today because I kind of mentioned some stuff, but I haven't really looked at anything on video for a while. So I've just been really amazed. Just stuff's growing like all get out, and it amazes me how much it changes in just a few days. So we'll just kind of take a walk around, look at some stuff, and at the end of the video, we'll talk about some other stuff going on the homestead. So today, I got all my tomato cages on. I have 34 plants and only 29 cages, so 5 of them didn't get cages, but the 5 that didn't are Romas, and they've got the little cages on them, and they kind of really don't need. Last year I had a bunch of Romas I just grew on the ground, so they don't really need it. It just kind of makes it neater to have, but so I've told some of my friends about the kind of tomato cages I use, so this is a good chance to get them on video. So what I use is concrete wire. I bought the last ones I made, which is one of these. I bought a roll of concrete wire at the time was like, $50 something, and I got 10 cages out of it. So $5 a piece. I'm sure it costs more than that now, but still, for as long as they last, because these right here, these were some that I remember my grandpa making. Now these are a heavier wire, but these are more than 20 years old. So I remember when we made them, and been using them every year since. Now the smaller wire, they will start to rust some. Like there's some here, but what I normally do is once they start getting bad, I just cut them, and then they're a little bit shorter, but you can do that, and then don't got to worry about those poking you. But anyway, so that's what I use for tomato cages. They work great. They last a really long time. They're cheap when you figure out that. Because I mean, if you had to go and just buy these little cages, they're pretty much worthless. They'd probably be a couple dollars a piece. I do have some more of them small cages I plan on putting on my peppers, because it seems like I've never put them on peppers before, but it seems like they kind of need them. Once they start getting big, they start splitting and stuff. So 2 rows of tomatoes doing great. I've got a partial row of peppers. They're doing really good. Of course, these were small when I planted them, but they are really, really taking off. And the thing that's really amazed me is these zucchini and squash plants have just exploded this week. In fact, I think there's there's a little zucchini down there. So, if you've gardened for very long, those things grow. It seems like they double in size overnight. So if that ain't ready tomorrow, it'll be ready the next day. And then these were some late cucumbers that I seeded. When I seeded seeded some cucumbers when I did these squash and zucchini, but only one of them come up. So I didn't plant it at the time. I just replanted them when I did the pumpkins. And we got a ton of pickles from the last couple years, so these are pretty much just to eat fresh. And then now I've only grown, as far as gardening stuff, I'm kind of newer to potatoes. I've only grown them 4 or 5 years. We never grew them when I was growing up, and I'll just say these are by far the nicest looking plants I've ever had. I've never had them down here at this garden. And this garden, this dirt's it's just incredible down here compared to the crawdad ground. that I'm used to in the other garden. But these things, which you can't really tell, they're like almost a mid-thigh on me. So they are just really growing. Um, they're not blooming yet. I've kind of been waiting for that. Okay, so I've got a question for anybody out there that gardens. I just kind of want your input. Usually, when my potatoes start blooming, I break the blooms off because I figure, I've read some stuff, and I figure, you know, I have no interest in them blooming. I'm just wanting them to put all their energy into the potatoes in the ground. So what do you do? I'm just curious because you know, learn stuff all the time. So yeah, they're just incredible. Onions are doing really good. I put some nitrogen on them the other day. They're doing really good. They're not really putting bulbing out yet, but they're gonna be starting to soon. Carrots are really growing. They're growing incredible. Talk about pain. This, I don't know, this row's probably close to 40 feet. I thinned it out over a couple days and pulled all the weeds, and yeah, that's fun. That's fun. The corn, sweet corn, it's doing real good. It's getting close to knee high, but I just put urea on it the other day, so it'll really be shooting up here soon. The beans, they're doing good. It's funny, I was telling my friend Ryan about this. These Romas, of course, I've planted them. They're my favorite variety of green bean to grow. And we'll get down here, which I don't know if you can. They put up a shoot that's gonna be like a pole bean, and then it puts that up, and then kind of the rest of the plant catches up to it. It never actually vines out like a pole bean does. I think that's interesting. I've noticed that every year that I've grown them. The Great Northern beans look great. Now they will actually, they haven't yet, but they'll actually will. I'll run a piece of twine down them because they actually will get, they don't get tall, but they actually will vine out a little bit. So they're doing good. Celery's doing good. And then the Mexican sunflowers, they're doing really good. But yeah, everything's doing really good. I kind of took the garden's fairly clean. It's a little bit weedy, but thought I would get a good shot now because, you know, anybody that uses tomato cages know once you put these things on, that kind of hurts being able to do much weeding. But yeah, garden's doing excellent. So some other stuff going on the homestead. The chicks, they've been staying in their chicken tractor full time now. I've been leaving them outside at nights. Haven't had anything mess with them so far. They love it being outside. They like it so much more than being in the garage. The wheat will be getting ready. I plan on next weekend getting the fanning mill up and going because I feel like your wheat's going to be ready soon, especially with it being as hot as it is. My up there where the corn was that had the crop failure video about, I worked that a little bit yesterday and it's dried out today. Tomorrow evening I'm gonna disc it, and on Wednesday evening I'll disc it again, and I'm gonna try plant it Wednesday, replant the corn and sorghum. So yeah, it's getting late, but that's only 85-day corn, so I've still got plenty of time. Plus I ear pick it, so it doesn't have to be super low moisture by the time I pick it. But seems like there's one more thing I was going to talk about. Oh, and then when I work that ground and replant, I've got my pumpkin plants will be ready to set out. And I don't know if it depends on how busy Wednesday is. I plan on setting them out soon, either Wednesday after I replant or possibly Thursday. Like I said, all this week's going to be hot, so it's really super humid, so that doesn't help dry out as much, but it being hot will help. And really there's not much of a chance, unless it's like a little pop-up storm, not much of a chance of rain for over a week. So if I could get the corn planted Wednesday, I think the first decent chance of rain is the Thursday after that, so over a week. So that would be really good if I could get the corn planted, it come up, be out of the ground, and then we get rain. That'd be good, because by that time we're gonna probably be needing it as hot as it's getting. But that's the updates on the homestead this week. So still a lot going on. I'll be happy once we get everything planted finally. I'll be happy. And then the big things after that is obviously wheat harvest. That's gonna be some work. And then after that, my plan is to start building my permanent chicken coop. So that'll be exciting too. Well, everybody, I appreciate you watching. You know, if you have questions about the way I do anything, I'll be more than happy to answer. So, well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you later.